So let's have a look at some top tips to take charge of your erotic experience, to really be able to get the pleasure and the sexual experience that we want and we deserve. So, one of the first things to remember about if you want to be taking control of your erotic experience, really getting fulfillment out of it, is that very often we are our own worst enemies. And the reason that we are our own worst enemies when it comes to this is because of a lack of understanding of ourselves. We're not really aware of our own bodies. We're not in a relationship with our bodies. We're not in a relationship with our sexual organs. And when it comes to sexual experience, to arousal, and there's suddenly this massive amplification of our whole experience, we tend to just kind of like, almost disassociate from our bodies, go into flight or fight, and then just end up having this sexual experience that we're not in control of. So, how do we get in control of that? Of these erotic experiences? How do we get in control of our sex life? How do we get those sexual experiences and that pleasure that we so much want and, of course, deserve? Now, I would say the first and most important part of this is to get into our bodies, to be in our bodies, to literally like bring our attention into our bodies and start to just feel ourselves present there, to be aware of our bodies, be aware of what's going on here, what we feel here, and to bring our attention into our sexual organs. Most people actually spend most of their lives just absent from their sexual organs. Even if we look at people who are regular masturbators, who you would hope would be connected with their sexual organs, when I speak to men about their masturbation habits, what I very, very often hear is just an incredibly um, disembodied sexual experience. So rather than shutting their eyes, coming into their body, touching themselves, feeling and awakening their sensations, touching their sexual organs, actually they tend to say, well, they put on a porno, they rely on the porno to arouse themselves, they grab the penis, not even touching the whole penis. So forget about all the erogenous areas around the penis. They just grab part of the penis and jerk backwards and forwards like this whilst looking out at the porn, not even connected and aware within their body until they ejaculate. And from many women, hear some similar styles of self-pleasuring, and many people are having sex in a disconnected way, in a disembodied way. They're not stopping, they're not pausing, and they're not thinking about what is going on. Now, when we think about connecting with our bodies, and I actually would say that self-pleasure is a great way to create a connection with your body, but it's all about how you do it. So sticking on the porno, jerking until you ejaculate is not a great way to connect with your body. Whereas by shutting your eyes, becoming aware of your breath, almost entering into like an embodied meditative state with practicing with some belly breathing, for example, and then starting to just gently touch yourself. And even just a feeling like this, I honestly probably get more out of just doing that than many people will get from rough self-pleasure or rough sex, because what I'm actually doing is I'm really connecting in with the feeling and really touching, not just my physical body, but actually connecting with the energy that's there. And we're all aware, someone can just touch us like that. But when someone goes like this, there's really something quite incredible that happens, because with that slowness and gentleness, we're really able to connect in with that energy. So connect with your body and make your self-pleasure routine, if you self-pleasure, or your meditation, if you meditate, make that really about just being in your body, just really feeling connected with your body, exploring different sensations, going with an open mind, not just grabbing, jerking, looking for the same thing to just repeat itself over and over again, but go for some variety, go for variety of touch, different parts of the body. Now, Another part of the erotic experience, so taking control of the erotic experience, another really important thing is to be able to be comfortable with your emotions, to just be able to sit with how you feel and be cool with it, even if something what you feel is negative. And this, of course, includes if you feel sexual energy, don't let it just grab you and run away with you. Learn to sit with that sexual energy, learn to be comfortable with that energy. Practice that on your own. And when it comes to being with your partner, with another person, learn to really relax into the sexual energy and just be able to experience it together. So, for example, sitting opposite each other, feeling connected with each other, feeling like really feeling that energy actually flowing between you. And rather than having the drive to just kind of like grab the other person, to release, actually just learn to just allow that energy to flow between you, to practice perhaps gentle touching. I mean, I even love just, touching of the aura, just touching around when you're doing it with this aroused magnetic energy. It's a really, really incredible thing. So what we're doing is we're taking this process, we're coming into our body, we're being aware of our body, aware of our breath. So it's very important to slow the breath down and use the slowing down of the breath and the taking control of your breath to really take control of your whole body and to allow your energy to really just slow down. Now, essentially, this is the key. Be in your body and slow everything down. Slow your breathing down and slow the sex down. So there's no need to go quickly to the vagina to get inside fast. You can spend an infinite, enormous, massive amount of time just playing with all the different pleasure spots on the outside of the vagina. I mean, you can literally spend an hour just stimulating the outside of the vagina, and the same with penetration. It does not need to be a rough push inside. You can actually activate the pelvic floor, activate the vagina, the muscles in the vagina to actually get the vagina to pull you inside rather than you pushing against those muscles. And you can do this both with the fingers and you can do it with your penis as well. And when you're inside, again, take the time, explore inside the vagina. Explore your beloved, explore his body, explore his penis, find the different pleasure spots he has between his legs, around his abdomen, around his pubic bone, find the different pleasure spots, the different sensations he can have on his penis. And when it starts to come time to make love together for penetration with the penis, you can actually start just by rubbing the penis gently on the outside. Doesn't need to be a rush, doesn't need to be pressure. Just play with that and sit with that and see how you can feel with it and just experience that as a new experience without actually thinking, I need to get inside, I need to have my ejaculation, and so on. And there's many different ways you can play with penetration. There's so much more than the jackhammer in and out. You can actually, for example, just allow the head of the penis to go inside and just sit there and just play with that energy. Or you can play with the gentle penetration, so the head of the penis just going in and out. You can try alternating that, going deep in, some shallow. The Taoists recommend 9 shallow, 1 deep. For some reason, using that exact combination of numbers seems to do something pretty amazing, pretty magical and miraculous. I don't quite know why, but, and you can, of course, play with just putting the penis all the way in and sitting with it. So if you want to take control of your erotic experience, take control of the energy. You don't need to let the energy just grab you and take you on a crazy ride that you're not in control of, like a bucking bronco or a runaway train. Get in the driver's seat. Get in the driver's seat and learn to slow it all down. Learn to really just be the master of your sexual energy, to be able to sit, experience, amplify it, and to just be able to have that juiciness flowing all through your body without it being an urge to take some form of action.